Welcome and thank you all for joining us tonight for our Fall 2021 Returning to Campus Town Hall. I'm Derek Stanfield, your student body president for the 2021-22 academic year, and I'm proud to serve as the moderator for this event. Tonight, you'll hear from the Department of Environmental Health and Safety, Academic Affairs, the Department of Student Affairs, and Residential Life on topics related to our return to campus in the following weeks. Additionally, there will be an open discussion and Q&A closer to the end of the show. Please keep in mind a few protocols for tonight. Video has been turned off for everyone except for the panelists. This means you will only be able to see the panelists throughout the town hall. All attendees have been muted to help the program move smoothly without interruptions. If we are unable to get to your question tonight, please feel free to contact the representative to which your question pertains. We will display contact information closer to the end of the town hall. This evening's town hall will also be recorded and posted to NCCU Life's YouTube page to rewatch later. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce Vice Chancellor of the Division of Student Affairs, Dr. Angela Coleman.
Thank you, President Stanfield, and good evening, fellow Eagles, and thank you for joining us tonight. Today's virtual town hall is designed to share content regarding our current fall 2021 return to campus plans. So this evening, you will hear from the Division of Student Affairs, the Division of Academic Affairs, Environmental Health and Safety, Athletics, Student Health and Wellness, Residential Life, Student Engagement and Leadership, and Campus Safety. So as always, the health and safety of our Eagle family is and will continue to be our top priority. And as such, this evening's panelists will share valuable information about their respective areas, including health and safety protocols and procedures, and overall expectations of each of you to ensure that the fall semester is both safe and enjoyable. But before we begin, I want to take a brief moment to personally thank the many members of the NCCU faculty and staff for their hard work and service on our various fall continuity of operations and fall COVID plan committees. So thank you, colleagues. Kudos to you for the wonderful plans that we have come up with. At this time, I want to welcome our panelists and again, thank them for joining us this evening. First, I'd like to introduce Dr. Kristen Long-Witter, who serves as our Director of Environmental Health and Safety. Dr. David Jackson, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, who will discuss course delivery with us this evening. Ms. Akua Matheson, who serves as our Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance. Ms. Nicole Piscatelli, Interim Executive Director of Student Health and Wellness. Mr. William Clem, Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Engagement and Leadership. Dean Joy Hartfield, Assistant Vice Chancellor and Dean of Students. And last but not least, Chief Damon Williams, who serves as our Chief of Police and Director of Public Safety. So again, without further delay, let's begin. And I think I'm up first. So before we get started with the plethora of information we have for you, you may have seen if you're out there on social media, or if you're following NCCU or you're following NCCU Life, our COVID Crush competition. So NCCU, we are of course very excited to engage in this friendly competition with our colleagues down the road, North Carolina A&T State University, to crush the COVID-19 pandemic. So through this Eagle Aggie hashtag Crush COVID competition that's being held, started July 1, and we're running it through September 17th of 2021, both universities are encouraging all of our faculty, staff, and students to do your part by getting a COVID-19 vaccine to ensure that the campuses have a healthy academic year. So what we are asking is that each of you students on here, faculty, staff, that you please upload your vaccination cards to our NCCU portal. So you can see, information about that on our COVID website, which is www.nccu.edu/crush COVID. So I would ask if Mr. Clem, if you could put that in the chat for everyone who is interested in getting more information about the Crush COVID competition. And of course, what are we offering? So, we get, of course, bragging rights. We're going to get a trophy, and the winner is going to be unveiled at the Eagle Aggie football game, the Classic, which is going to be held on Saturday, September 25th in Greensboro, North Carolina. So every so often I say, once we get started, probably every week, Eagles who are vaccinated and upload their proof of vaccination are eligible to win prizes. So here are some of the prizes. The biggie, tuition, folks. Okay, so we are having 2 drawings for the cost of tuition, and all you have to do is get vaccinated and upload your vaccine card. We're offering parking, and that's also for not just students, but also for our employees. We're doing a drawing for the cost of a parking permit, VIP access to the ultimate homecoming experience, athletic swag package, some bookstore vouchers, free food. We all love free food from DoorDash, Aramark, Grubhub, and of course, our fave Amazon gift cards. So again, I encourage you to please upload your vaccination cards, as we do know that right now we have this Delta variant that is out there, very contagious, and we need to do our part in order to ensure that we can carry forward with our planned activities and for us to get together, particularly for homecoming, welcome week, all those activities that we have coming up, but we cannot do that without your help. So thank you.
Good evening, Eagles. I am Kristen Witter, the Director of Environmental Health and Safety at NCCU. And I'm going to just tell you a little bit about some of the protocols that are common across the campus, kind of what we're doing to keep you safe. But what I wanted to start off with was just this concept that I know everybody's seen, but excuse me, that we have both personal responsibility and shared responsibilities for keeping ourselves and each other safe. And when we put all of these together, any one thing is not effective, but when you put them all together and line them up like you would Swiss cheese, we are able to stop this virus. So keep that in mind. Nothing is 100%, but if we all do our part and do what we need to do, we are going to be able to come out of this. So what are some of the things that we need to be doing right now on campus? Take the next slide. So to follow up on Dr. Coleman, vaccination, vaccination, vaccination. It is the best thing you can do to protect yourself and your family, your fellow students, the staff and faculty. The more people that get vaccinated, the less people there are that the virus can mutate in. So we're going to slow that down. We know that the Delta variant seems to be impacting younger age groups more than some of the other variants that we've seen. And the vaccination also, we know that most of the vaccines do protect against most infection. If you don't get sick, that means you are not going to get sick. And it also means that you're not going to spread it. So that's why it's really important. And the vaccines are also very, very effective at preventing severe disease or hospitalization if you do get infected. So those are all really important reasons to just get out there and get that done. We have recently pivoted back to requiring masks on campus indoors for vaccinated and unvaccinated persons. So on campus, you will see signage that you have to have a mask on to enter a building, to be on public transportation. And we encourage everybody to do the right thing. And if you are not vaccinated, continue to wear your mask at all times. We'll have a robust surveillance testing on campus for both students and our faculty and staff this semester. So people will have the option of being tested. There will be some mandatory surveillance testing that goes on. And this is really because we have to know who's infected and we have to know what our numbers are to be able to have effective mitigations. We do have an ample supply of disinfectant products, so hand sanitizer, wipes, face masks, all of that kind of stuff. We have that readily available on campus. And then we are requiring everyone, whether they're faculty and staff, students, or even our visitors and vendors, to do a daily health monitoring and reporting. This makes everybody kind of stop and take a moment and think about your health before you come on campus to make sure that that's the right call for that day. All of these, like everything else this last year and a half, is subject to change. So I put the address of our operations recovery and continuity plan down there at the bottom. And that is where our most current information is. It's also what you'll find if you go to the COVID website. So with that, I will turn it over to the next speaker and take your questions later. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Nicole Piscatelli, and I'm with Student Health and Wellness, and I will kind of go over a little bit about student health and contact tracing and our COVID testing. As Dr. Long has mentioned, we will still continue to ask all students to submit the daily electronic health screenings. They will be monitored by Apex Solutions, which is our contracted company of handling our COVID management team. So please, please, please remember every day to complete that daily screener. When you get up, when you leave your residence hall, when you leave your house, it is important that you are doing those daily screeners. Students will have access to COVID testing, not only based on health needs, but however, just regular surveillance. But we will be prioritizing our testing with symptomatic individuals, close contacts, student athletes, our medical vulnerable students, students in the healthcare professions, students returning from campus from areas with significant high rates of transmission. We will definitely be prioritizing, however, testing is available for everyone. We will be surveillance testing all of our students upon arrival into school. So when you arrive during move-in, we were asking every student to be tested regardless of their vaccine status. Apex Solutions is providing our on-site COVID-19 testing as they've done last year, and tracing for our NCCU, for tracing with NCCU in collaboration with us, the Student Health Center. Student Health will notify individuals of their test results. Positive COVID test results will be referred to Student Health, so we will continue to manage that as you are a student with us. Apex, please note that Apex will be initiating our contact tracing and testing of persons who are encountered with a positive students. So please make sure that you pick up the phone call if you do not know who it's from. That's kind of something we've happened last year. So make sure you're picking up phone calls as you don't know who it may be from. Positive tests are and still will be reported to Durham Public Health Department, to the NCCU PERT team and other agencies as deemed appropriate. With regards to student health and how we will function this year, we will function very similar as we did last year, as we are continuing to operate 3 specialized clinics when our renovations are complete, hopefully at the end of August. We will have a respiratory clinic where we will care for our students who present respiratory symptoms that are related to COVID-19 or any other contagious respiratory illness such as strep. We will have a non-respiratory clinic where we will care for our students with injuries and other illnesses that are non-respiratory. And then we will continue with our Well Women's Clinic, caring for students for preventative care, immunizations, physicals, contraceptive care. We will continue utilizing telehealth for appointments as available. All students must make an appointment, so you still must make an appointment. We are unveiling this fall our online appointment system, so you can make an online appointment through Medicat. So if you go through the patient portal, you can make your own appointment with Student Health. So you don't have to call to make an appointment. You can actually do that on your own via online, which is new this year, and we're excited about that. So I'll talk about student accessibility services. It is important to contact SAS to apply for any accommodation. So if you need any of your academic adjustments or special type of housing due to a disability, please make sure that you are following the appropriate actions through Student Accessibility Services. How to request an accommodation, go to the SAS website, it's located there, and click on Eagle Accommodate. Scroll down, make a new request, complete the online form, include your disability, how it impacts you, and what accommodations you are requesting. Upload your doctor's letters, educational testing results from a psychologist or therapist letter. This is required to submit the request, and then click submit, and you will receive a submission confirmation that you submitted it appropriately through Eagle Accommodate. After a request is submitted, you will be assigned an SAS counselor who will review your request within 7 business days. After the 7 business days, if there's any additional documentation that is needed, you'll be asked to provide more documentation within the next 30 days. If your documentation is sufficient, You will be contacted to schedule an appointment using that Eagle Accommodate for an interview to discuss your needs. If your request is approved, letters listing your accommodation will be sent to your student portal in Eagle Accommodate for you to review and sign electronically. The Counseling Center. The Counseling Center will be operating on telehealth appointment basis, so you can go ahead and give them a call. If you need to make an initial counseling appointment, please contact the Counseling Center at that following number. The center will initiate a telehealth appointment to assess your needs. If you're an existing client, please call or email your counselor to schedule a health appointment. Crisis counselors are available to students experiencing a mental health crisis at the Counseling Center from Monday to Friday between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. by calling 530-7646 or by contacting University Police at 6106 at any time. So that is the Counseling Center. Campus Recreation. Campus Recreation will continue to be open this fall. Reservations are still required to utilize the machinery, utilize the exercise machines. Fitness Center will close every 90 minutes for cleaning and sanitizing. We do have a max capacity of 55 people, and we will continue to review that max capacity based on numbers on our campus. Group exercise classes will be held virtual and in person. Capacities are based on classes. Classes that require more equipment will have smaller numbers allowed in the class. Intramural sports will resume this fall under specific protocol per sport. So as you're signing up for those individual sports, intramural sports, please review the specific protocol for each sport. Informal basketball will be available this fall. It will be limited to 10 people in the gym at a time. And then we still encourage you to enter the fitness center by using the exterior door closest to the fitness center. So you can access the gym, the fitness center through that exterior door on the north side of the building.
Good evening, Eagles. My name is William Clem. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Engagement. I'll be talking to you about residential life this evening. As the campus reopens, residential life has changed up some of its protocols comparison to last year. Roommates and suite mates will be treated as family units, and roommates are not required to wear face masks when there are no guests in their rooms, suites, or apartments. Residents will be required to practice social distancing and wear face masks in shared spaces such as the lobbies, elevators, common areas, and all those kinds of spaces throughout the residence halls. This semester, residents will be permitted to have a maximum of 2 visitors per room per suite. That means even if there's 2 of you in a room, you can only have 2 guests in the room at a time. Visitors are limited to NCCU students only and pre-approved parent and guardians. So if there's a parent or a guardian that wants to visit, we have a protocol in place for that, for them to fill out a guest list. Other than that, friends from other campuses or friends from other out and about in the city are not permitted in the residence halls. We're keeping things strictly to NCCU students. Staff entry into private rooms will be limited. Last year, we didn't do a lot of room checks, but we will be doing room checks this year. If a staff member must enter your room, provisions will be put in place to protect both you and the staff and the students, i.e. face masks, to make sure distancing is implemented as much as possible. Hand sanitizers will be provided at all entrances and all elevators in the residence halls. For more information, please make sure you participate in the residence hall meetings that will take place during Eagle Fest this year, August 11th through 20th. We'll talk more about Eagle Fest a little bit later. Now, this year for move-in, the past 2 semesters, we've had to do some special things for move-in to make sure that everybody was taken care of and everything is safe. Well, we'll be doing that again this year. For move-in, students are limited to 2 guests to assist with moving their belongings into their room. Masks must be worn in all public spaces while moving belongings in. So that means you, the student, as well as your 2 guests who are assisting you, must stay masked up the entire time. Before you come to campus, this is something new, and we will be sending out information within the next 24 hours, explicit information that is, But prior to your arrival on campus, all students and guests must submit proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test result. That means even if you're vaccinated, you must submit your vaccination card, or you must take the time out to get a COVID test. Tests must be completed within 72 hours of your arrival. For example, if you're arriving on Wednesday, August 11th for movement, tests must be completed no sooner than August 8th. Please do not travel until you have received your test results and submitted them. This is critical. We want to make sure that you know your status even before you come to campus. We don't want any major issues on the day of with move-ins. We want to keep moving nice, smooth, and effortlessly on that day. When you arrive to campus, regardless of whether you submitted a negative test result or you're vaccinated, all students will be checking in through the Latham parking deck as we've done for the past 2 semesters, and you will be completing your re-entry testing. All students, all guests traveling with the students are required to take a rapid test at the Latham parking deck. In the event anyone traveling in the traveling party tests positive for COVID-19, the entire party will not be permitted on campus. Keep that in mind. So we want to strongly encourage you, limit the number of people that you're bringing with you. The more people that travel with you, the odds are more likely that somebody may test positive for COVID, and that can interrupt your move-in plans. We want to make sure everyone comes to campus safely, smoothly. You'll be able to upload all your COVID information into Medicat. There'll be more information coming out about that. And I'll be sticking with you a little bit longer to talk about student engagement and activities. So, homecoming is coming back. Eagle Fest coming back. Good old 1040 breaks coming back. Rock the Lyceum coming back. We will be having in-person events this year. We will also provide some virtual and hybrid options when available. Masks will be required at all indoor events. So please, regardless of what you think, what you feel, your vaccination status, you will be required to wear a mask at all indoor events. Although masks are not required at outdoor events, we strongly encourage you to wear your mask during the outdoor events as well. You can stay up to date on all the activities by logging into Engage, and through the Engage calendar, you'll see all the events and activities coming up. But we have a special event coming up on Thursday this week at 6 p.m. All students should have received an email notification from WebEx. If not, check out Engage and you'll be able to see that we have the Eagle Comeback Sloping Hills launch party. We got a nice little surprise for everybody, so log in there, and that's where we're going to go into a little bit more detail about what's going to be happening this year, the different events and activities that are going on. So please check us out. Also this year, being back in person means athletic events. We need to make sure the students log into ticketreturn.com/NCCU to claim their tickets. We have a number of games coming up that we want to make sure all students have an opportunity to be a part of. So please make sure you're still logging into ticketreturn.com/NCCU to get your tickets. You can log in. Student ticketing gives you the convenience of purchasing or claiming tickets on your phone, laptop, with your ticket loaded onto your student ID card. First-time users, again, can log into ticketreturn.com to claim tickets. Username will be your 820 number, and your first-time password will be NCCU Eagles, all one word, all lowercase. Attending events will also give you a chance to earn points to increase your chance of winning the lottery when we have those lottery events. Here, again, there's some dates for some of our football games that are coming up. We want to make sure all Eagles have a chance to participate in athletics this year, so please make sure you're checking out all the different events on campus, using Ticket Return to get into athletics, checking out Engage to make sure you know what's going on. There's something for everybody this year. Thank you.
Greetings, greetings. I hope that you all are doing well today. I'm so glad that you're here and excited about you all coming back here in just a few weeks. My name is Mrs. Hartfield. I serve as your AVC for Student Affairs. and Dean of Students here at NCCU. I just wanted to provide you with a snapshot of the support that you have here on campus. You've heard tons of stuff already on these slides and during your orientation and all that good stuff. And just as a refresher, because some of these things you've heard from me, but we want to make sure you get it. We want to make sure you get it and retain it and are familiar when you come to campus and join us, okay? So student support, guidance, and direction. That is a big part of what myself and the Dean's team, that's what we call our team over in the Dean's Corner, are here to provide for you. That support, that direction, that guidance. When you're not quite sure where to go, or if you're on your path, but you just need maybe some advice or some advocacy, we're there for you, okay? Behavioral intervention, ongoing care after said intervention, crisis response and management. These are all things that you're going to see us show up at and there to support you and there to respond and to go through those processes and to still make sure that you are achieving your goals as a student. But just be aware that those are some things that you can expect and see when it comes to the Dean's team. Also, student success planning. And so if there's something that's taking place with you and you know that you need some assistance setting up a plan for success, whether that be your wellness or holistic, outlook on things that are going on with you, whether that be academic, at home, on campus, whatever that is, we're also there as a resource to help you develop those plans and to stick with those. And this year, we're doing a hard launch of our True Eagles program, transitioning, retaining, and uplifting Eagles. And that is a program designed specifically for any students who identify as having aged out of the foster care system, any students struggling with housing or being confronted with or dealing with housing and food insecurity, and students who are from rural areas, or students who generally would like some extra support and need that extra support, that encouragement. What we'll be doing is doing check-ins on a regular basis with those students, providing you with educational workshops and things to build your soft and hard skills. We'll be having virtual and some blended in-person events as well to make sure that we'll be building strong leaders who are connected and making sure that you just have another point of reference when it comes to navigating campus life. And so it'll be an ongoing support system that we're building in for you. And every student will have an opportunity to apply for this program at the beginning of the semester when a letter goes out from your Dean of Students to welcome you and all the good stuff. So look out for that letter so you have an opportunity to apply for the program if you're interested in engaging and having an ambassador and additional support available to you. Student advocacy, as I mentioned earlier, we actually have an Office of Student Advocacy where specifically we have our transitions program housed there. As I said, housing and food insecurity, that's a real thing and it happens. And we want to make sure we have things set up to help capture those students who are in that place of transition and provide you with the things that you need and as much support as possible. And so if that is something that you're challenged with, we have our pantry, which has all kinds of supplies. We have, personal care items, there's clothing, there's food, there's snacks, and all these types of things that were purchased just to be able and donated just to be able to support our students when they're in a time of transition and are in need of some support. And we very discreetly work with our students to get them what they need until you turn that corner and you're back on your path. We also have our micro grant program this year. And so more information will be coming out to you in that letter that I spoke about as well for very small amounts of funds that may be needed. There may be some random thing that comes up that could impede on your success as a student. And we have a process where you'll be able to request a amount of funds that is underneath a certain threshold, where you'll be able to request that and go through the process of seeing if we're able to get those funds to you. So keep that in mind. We also have assistance for books. If you know that you're in a tough spot, or if books is something that you maybe didn't quite have enough budget for, or if there's a unique circumstance where we need to be able to provide support there, we're also able to assist with navigating that. And general guidance in navigating issues. You just run into something that you don't know how to fix, or if there's an actual problem or concern and you need some help, this office, in addition to the Dean's office, we're here to help you navigate that and to just figure out the details and to get to the person that you may need to get to when you just don't know how to get there. And before I conclude, I do want to also talk about the Office of Student Conduct that is not up there on this particular slide. But I want you to understand that it is so important for us to all be in compliance with our various policies and procedures and things like that on campus. When it comes to our continuity plan of how we're going to keep our campus safe, as Dr. Long said earlier, there will be changes. There will be shifts. There will be pivots. Understand that that is because your safety is the number one priority. Anything that we are doing on this campus, and especially I will speak for myself and my dean's team, your safety is always going to be our number one priority. And that means staying in compliance with the code of conduct, your community living standards, guys. Doing that, when you're staying in compliance with those, you're increasing the likelihood that we have a safe environment. And I need you to understand that I take very seriously anybody who threatens the health and safety of our precious Eagles on this campus. And that includes other Eagles. So I need you to know what those policies are. I need you to understand that your safety is always going to be that number one priority. And I'm going to act accordingly. And all those in this space that you see are going to as well. So know those policies, know what you can and can't do. And as I said to you all, when you came into orientation, I need you to remember why you started. Don't forget as you're navigating the different decisions that you have to make, as you're deciding how you want to respond to a situation. If you find yourself frustrated, think in that moment. I came here because I want to lead with an education. I came here because I want to cross that stage and make myself proud and my family proud because I have goals. Remember that with every decision that you make. And who can beat that? And nobody can take away from you the success that you're working towards except for you. So I need you to make the right decisions. I need you to know that you are not by yourself in navigating this. Mr. Clem, we can see your screen. You're not by yourself in navigating this. There you go. And we'll see you when you get to campus, my dears. So take care and have yourself a good evening.
Good evening, everybody. I'm David Jackson. I serve as the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs here at North Carolina Central University. I want to welcome the students, parents, and colleagues. Again, good evening to you all. I'm going to speak with you this evening about course delivery. I know some of you may have some anxiety about what that's going to look like, so I'm going to try and relieve some of that anxiety by walking through for you the course modalities that we will provide for you in the fall. And so as you can see, about 16% of our classes will be hybrid courses, meaning that a portion of those classes will be taught face-to-face, and then another portion may be taught online, whether or not that's synchronous, meaning that everybody will meet at the same time or that the course is scheduled to meet, or asynchronous, where you'll have work to do on your own will be driven and determined by the professor of that course. As you can see, the majority of our classes will be face-to-face. And we do value the experience that our students have at the university by participating in the in-class experience of learning. Those classes that are face-to-face can operate at 100% capacity, but students are required to wear face masks at all times. Also, there may be some instances where the professors will have seating charts in the classroom where they can adequately provide spacing in between students who are in their courses. And we will also make available to you all of the PPE that you will need. That's personal protective equipment. So hand sanitizer, wipes, all of those will be available for you, so you'll be safe in the classroom, and also so we can keep our faculty members safe as well. We will have about 28% of our classes that will be taught online. Technology and technology support is available for students at North Carolina Central. So if you have any technology needs, you can let us know, and we will help to assist you with those as you transition into the university. And the sooner you let us know, the better, so we can have you all ready to go as the semester begins. And then we're going to have about 7% of our classes that are non-traditional courses. Many of these will not apply to you all coming in as freshmen, These are like research courses, courses for graduate students who are working on theses and dissertations, internship courses, and some of you may have directed individual study accounts. That's what a DIS course is, but most of you all will not take any non-traditional courses in your first few years at the university. Next slide, please. All right, so we provide a number of wraparound support services for you all. You have heard a number of those presented to you from the student affairs side, but through our University College at North Carolina Central, we also provide a lot of academic support services for our students. And so you all will meet your academic advisors who will help to shepherd you through the registration process, but they will also serve as coaches for you to make sure that you are progressing through your programs. And if you have any challenges, these are the individuals that we encourage you all to reach out to about your experiences at the institution. Please know that we are committed to your success. And if you're having any challenges, don't be bashful about addressing those challenges with your academic advisors or the coaches that are available to assist you. We also provide tutoring services, supplemental instruction for you all. We have the capacity to provide assistance for you all in terms of study skills and testing skills through our University College. And then also we can provide learning assistance accommodations for you all who may need those as well. And so as you see here, we have a wide selection of support services that we can provide for you at North Carolina Central. And so once we bring you into our Eagle family as students, we want to make sure that one day we see you graduate from this institution in 4 years or less, right? And so please take advantage of the services that we have, right? One of my greatest disappointments as an administrator and as a faculty member as well is that a lot of times our students don't take advantage of all of the wide resources that we have available to them. So we want to encourage you all to take advantage of our resources that we have in academic affairs and also on the student affairs side. Next slide. So one of the things, what should you do now to prepare? One of the first things you should do is check your schedule. Check your schedule and make sure that you are enrolled in the correct courses. And this is really not difficult to do, right? So for whatever you have chosen as a major, you should make sure that you have a copy of the curriculum for that program. And you should check off the courses on that curriculum against the schedule that you have. If you have courses on your schedule that are not part of that curriculum, you should go back to your advisor and ask the question, why are you taking courses that are not on your curriculum? Okay, and so that's important, and we are here to assist you, so don't be reserved or bashful about asking questions, right? Because we don't want you taking courses that you don't need at the institution. And so you have a responsibility along with us to make sure that you are enrolled in courses that you should be enrolled in. Sometimes people will place students in classes just to make sure that they have a full schedule, but you asked the question so you will understand why you're placed in courses that are not part of your curriculum. If you have further questions, feel free to reach out to your instructors for the courses. You can email them, or the department chairs for the different units that those courses are being taught out of. And so, you know, we want you all to have a very, very good semester as you transition to North Carolina Central University. As I stated earlier, we are committed to your success, and we are really willing and here to do whatever we can to assist you and to make sure that you are successful as you transition into our university. And so if you need any support and assistance, I want you all to reach out to our Dean of University College. We don't have the slide there, so I'm going to give you his information at this point. His name is Dr. Joseph Green, He's the Dean of University College. Again, Dr. Joseph Green, Dean of University College. And his email address is joseph.green, JOSEPH.green, GREEN at nccu.edu. And his telephone number is 919-530-5234. And so again, welcome to North Carolina Central University. And I look forward to entertaining any questions that you all may have for us at the end of these presentations. Again, thank you.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Damon Williams. I am the Director of Public Safety and Chief of Police here at NCCU. And we are looking forward to welcoming you all back to the nest. Next slide. So, of course, just like Dean Hartfield said, we work in conjunction with her office, but our ultimate goal is to keep the campus safe. We see ourselves as your guardians here on campus. Our job is to protect you from the outside elements so that you reach your ultimate goal to graduate. We want to support you in that. The department employs full-time officers 365 days a year on this campus to ensure that you have a safe environment to live, learn, work, and play. We are a fully accredited, nationally accredited law enforcement agency. Our responsibilities include reporting crimes and making them available to all of our parents on campus, which you can see by going to the website. And you can, for parents out there and students out there, you can see what's happening on campus. We're very transparent. We are in full compliance with our Clery Act, and we manage our surveillance system here on campus. So let me talk a little bit about that. One of the things that we have to ensure that you are safe on campus is we provide this campus with almost 1,600 CCTV cameras. We can catch almost every angle of our public campus while you're here on campus. Why do we have that? We want to make sure that we are providing you a safe environment while you're here. We also have 4-year protection, several devices in place that I hope that you explore that we talked about in orientation. For example, we have Rave Guardian, which I hope many of you have already downloaded as we talked about that during the student orientation. We also have a on-campus siren system like we talked about at orientation for those of you who were there. So we take our duties here as campus police very, very seriously. Next slide. So like I talked about before, our outdoor sirens, our voice and text alert, which is a part of our Clery compliance. As you can see, I hope that many of you have already downloaded Rave Guardian, which is what we talked about. You can find that at both the Apple and Google store called Rave Guardian. And hopefully by now you guys have downloaded that. And you can, like I say, you can find those at the Apple and Google store. Once again, guys, our ultimate goal is to keep you safe. When you get here, you're coming to a major metropolitan area. I want you to be aware of your surroundings. I want you to be conscientious that you're coming to a new environment. Get to know the environment. Figure out where things are on campus. Know the environment that you're coming into. Also know that Campus Police is here for you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. If you need to reach out to us, of course, that number is available. A number for those of you who don't have it by now is 919-530-6106. Once again, 919-530-6106. So we are here on campus for your protection. We hope and look forward to greeting and meeting you when you get here to campus. And we're just excited to welcome our Eagles back to the nest. If there's anything we can do for you while you're here, please reach out to us, and we look forward to meeting you on a one-on-one basis. The contact information once again for you. Our police dispatcher is the number I just gave you, 919-530-6106. We also have an email that you can email information to the tip line, or you can call the Eagle hotline for any reason that you see fit. If you want to read our Clery report and find out a little bit about crimes and things that have occurred in or around campus, you can pull up our Clery report. It's listed right there for you as well, and you can also find that on the website if you go to nccu.edu and go to Campus Police. So once again, we're excited to welcome you guys back. We look forward to greeting and meeting with you when you get here to campus, and I will see you then.
All right, Eagles, it's that time of the evening where we start responding to some of the questions that we received in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, send them to all the panelists. Sometimes we will be able to give you individual responses, but some we will answer live on the air right now. So looking at the chat, some questions that have come up. The first one, Dr. Long, I believe that, well, I have the answer, but Dr. Long, be ready to back me up. The question is, are students mandated to be vaccinated to return to campus? Currently, there is no mandate for students to be vaccinated in order to return to campus. We do strongly encourage students to get vaccinated as soon as possible. The more students are vaccinated, the more likely we are to have a safe and healthy semester here in North Carolina Central. The less likely we are to have to revert back to 2020. No one wants to go back to 2020. So that's that. Anything to add, Dr. Coleman or Dr. Long, to that?
Nope, you covered it perfectly.
Thank you. I'm getting good, Dr. Long. We're hanging out way too much. Next up, we got a question regarding microwaves and micro fridges. So at North Carolina Central in Residential Life, in previous years, we provided micro fridges to the residence halls. Unfortunately, we are unable to continue with that program anymore. So we have made it available where students can rent micro fridges and or bring their own refrigerators. I know there's some issues, concerns as far as not being able to bring microwaves into the residence halls. We are reviewing that decision right now, trying to figure out the best situation possible. There will be additional information coming from Residential Life about that once we have made a decision. Our goal is to make a decision within the next couple of days so that everyone can be better prepared when they return to campus. So hopefully that answers the question. Next, another question came up, Residential Life. How do I register for Drop and Go? So Drop and Go has been ongoing. You can log into your into My Housing through the My EOL portal and sign up for a Drop and Go time if there are any available. I'm not sure if it's still open because a lot of those slots went very quickly. So if there's any available, you can still log in and access and sign up. But there's a strong possibility that there's none left. I have not looked at that list in a while. Is it okay if we already loaded our vaccination cards prior? Yes, and thank you very much. Please encourage all of your fellow Eagles that have already been vaccinated to upload their vaccination cards. You do not have to upload it twice. Once is good enough. Anything to add to that, Ms. Piscatelli? I know you're receiving a lot of that information. Any additional information around the vaccination card upload that you might want to share?
No, thank you. Just continue to upload them.
Thank you, thank you. Dr. Jackson, this one is coming to you. What if you don't see your courses in Blackboard yet?
Reach out to your advisor in University College, take advantage of the number that I provided, and they should be able to assist you accordingly.
Okay. Dr. Coleman, I'm punting this one to you. When will we receive an email about parking passes? Did I lose you, Dr. Coleman?
August 6th is when the system opens. This is Akua Matheson.
Thank you, ABC Matheson. I love it when Eagles work together. We're making it, we're pinch hitting for each other. So again, what was that date, ABC Matheson, BC Matheson?
August 6th is the date that it's open in order for students to get parking passes online.
Thank you very much. Hopefully everybody got that. All right. This is a very good question. Dr. Long and Dr. Coleman, I'm hitting this one to you. Good evening. I was wondering if conditions get worse, will we go back to last year and do online, but still be in campus?
So I'll jump in here. We are carefully monitoring the situation, and we're actually working on a matrix right now that will let us view current conditions on kind of a red, green, and yellow stoplight type matrix. We do not anticipate that that will be the case. We hope that everything we have in place will keep everyone on campus and safe. And again, the best thing you can do to get us back to that normal is to get vaccinated and stay safe.
Thank you, Dr. Long. Dr. Jackson, another one coming your way. How often do students have to meet with their academic advisors?
I would encourage you strongly to get to know your academic advisors well. You will meet with them at the beginning of your transition to the university, but I would encourage you to schedule regular appointments, maybe once a month, to stop by and just to let them know how you're doing on campus, right? And it's important so they can assist you with your needs, but I would encourage you at least once a month, schedule a time to meet with your academic advisor.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. And Dr. Long, coming your way again. I am a continuing student and I work on campus in a permanent position. Will I have to fill out the daily survey more than once?
No. So as long as you're, well, if you're working, you will need to fill it out so that it goes to your supervisor. So that would be the survey that you would fill out then to come on campus. If you're coming on campus that day to go to classes, then you would fill out, and not go to work, then you would fill out just the student.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Long. The next question is a residential life question. I'm assigned to a room and I'm listed as bed 2. I was wondering if bed 2 is on the left side or right side. That I cannot answer right in this situation, but what you can do is contact the residential life office. Ms. Germain, if you could drop the residential life email address in there, they can explain to you, because the 1 and 2, A and B, depends on the building, in which, I'm not sure exactly which one is which. But if you reach out to Residential Life with that question, they'll be able to provide you with that answer and help you to understand exactly where you're going to be staying, because it's important to know exactly where you're going to be laying your head. Next question. VC Matherson, this is going to probably come your way, or Dr. Jackson. Will first-time freshmen receive laptops? My daughter saw a communication sent out to a friend, but did not receive the email herself.
All first-time freshmen, new transfer students, and new graduate students will receive laptops upon arrival to the campus.
And they will receive an email notification in their NCCU email to that effect, correct?
Correct, and that will also tell them when to come and pick it up.
So again, Eagles, check your NCCU email account. I know we love our Gmail, we love our Yahoo, but eagles.nccu.edu is where you're going to get all the information pertaining to what's happening on campus. You need to check that on a regular basis. Okay. Are books for sale, rental, or free this year? I heard some universities providing books free this year.
So right now, our books are still for sale or rental. We will continue to explore options on whether or not we're able to make books free for the semester or next semester. But we will continue to use the HER funding that has been assigned to the university to help support the students in all ways. So far, we've also done housing grants. We'll be doing something to offset the cost of dining and other student-related costs. So just be on the lookout for additional information as we move through the semester.
Thank you, VC Matherson. Next question, Dr. Jackson, coming around your way again. How does my child go about changing their major?
Again, the key point for entering students is to make sure that they are engaging with their academic advisors. I will say that, we may have some limited access programs that students may not qualify for, right? So the advisor can help to work with those students. We have some programs that are licensed programs, and they have different standards, right, that may differ from what it took to enter into the university. So I would just encourage them to talk to their academic advisor and that advisor can help to coach them through the different options that are available in terms of changing their majors.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Dr. Jackson, this is probably one for you, but I think I can answer it for you, being that I'm a proud adjunct for UNIB 1100. The question is, when will books and supplies be listed for each class? Books and supplies for a class should be listed in the syllabus. So once the student has their class schedules, they log into Blackboard, review the individual syllabus for each class, and in the syllabus, it'll tell them what they need in order to complete the class. How did I do, Dr. Jackson?
Great job, Ms. Clem. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you, thank you. I'm paying attention. All right, Dean Hartfield, I think this one is for you. The next one up, what is the protocol if a student tests positive on move-in day? So if a student tests positive, that activates our Q&I protocol, and Dean Hartfield can give you more information about that. She has a lot of experience with that.
All righty. So what happens is if your family is not able to provide you with a safe place to go back home, know that you do have a bed here if you are a residential student who is paying for a bed. And so what we would do is have you shifted over to our quarantine and isolation operations space. And so the team will come and pick you up, get your things, and take you over to our designated space, where you will be provided with snacks, your every meal that you need throughout the day, any supplies that you need to make sure you're staying on top of your academics, and just regular check-ins to make sure that you're doing all right. And if anything happens, you have 24-hour access to staff who will be able to provide any support or supplies that you need in order to be okay during your time and to get you through that time as quickly as possible and safely as possible. So that's what happens.
Thanks, Dean. And I want to give kudos to the Dean and her team. You may have heard some nightmare stories about quarantine and isolation at other institutions, but that's not how we do it at the Eagle's Nest. We roll out the red carpet, make you feel warm and fuzzy as much as possible, give you as much access to the things you need to make your Q&I as pleasant as possible. So kudos to Dean Hartfield and her team. Dr. Jackson, another one coming your way. How do I find out who my advisor is? The student has already had conversations with their orientation leader, but they have not received any email notification yet.
Yeah, so I answered that in the chat, but I would just go over it again here, is that we have centralized this process. So you just need to reach out to Dr. Joseph Green, who is the Dean of University College, and then he will direct you to your academic advisor. And I placed his email address and phone number in the chat again, so you could take that down. So, you know, any questions regarding your schedule, advisors, any assistance you need as it relates to your academics, you want to run that through University College at the university. And Dr. Green is the dean, and he's available to assist you accordingly.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. And our last question two questions, because they're two good ones, so I'll bring this last one in. One, is there any way, VC Matherson, this is coming your way, is there any way for me to view meal plan options and prices online? I see my options on banner, but it doesn't exactly list which plan comes with what.
So that website is being updated because we did change our food service provider as of July 1. So I did drop in the chat that if you have questions about the particular meal plan, that you can contact the Eagle Card office and they can help you with that. However, I will say if you are a freshman, that there is only one meal plan that you can select for your first year, and that's likely what's being offered to you. But you can get that updated information from the Eagle Card office, and we will have the website updated probably in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Thank you. And VC Matherson, don't go anywhere. I think this one is yours. How do you apply for the book scholarships, or is that only offered to certain students?
So I'm not sure that I understand the question, but for any student that has a credit balance, you can use that to get books in the bookstore. If you're asking about a particular book scholarship, you can follow up with financial aid or your department that may be offering book scholarships. You can also reach out to me if I'm not answering the question thoroughly so that I can better understand what's being asked. In that, there are several sources of funds on campus that we have to support students. So we just need more definitive information, and we are happy to help and direct students as needed. So I will drop my email in the chat now, and feel free to reach out to me directly.
Okay, well, that will conclude our question and answer period. We're just wrapping up around 7:03. We are gonna save this chat and try to make sure we respond to some additional questions as necessary. The team has been doing a great job logging in and answering questions immediately, but this will close our live Q&A at this time. And I'm going to turn things over, well, share with everyone contact information for the different departments that have been represented or mentioned this evening. And I will turn things back over to our Student Government Association President, Mr. Derek Stanfield.
Thank you once again, Eagles, for joining us this evening. We hope tonight has provided much clarity and reassurance about our returning to campus. If you missed any of this presentation or asked questions that weren't answered, please submit them and we will respond in a timely manner. Also, please remember, this will be posted on the NCCU Live YouTube page. Please continue to be safe and enjoy the rest of your summer. We're excited to see you soon.